Bob Cantor showed up on time, stowed a toolkit in the trunk of Stone's car, and then Fred, Stone's factotum, drove them to Brooklyn, where they stopped in front of a large old house on a leafy street. "Give me a couple of minutes," Bob said, and got out of the car. Shortly, he emerged with an old gentleman, spiffily dressed in a three-piece pinstriped suit and a Homburg, and took hold of his arm to help him down the front steps. The old man snatched his arm away and said something sharp to Bob. Stone got out of the car to greet them and was introduced. "How do you do, Mr. Fink?" he said, offering his hand. The hand that gripped his was smooth and firm. "At the home," Fink said, "everybody calls me Saul, and I got used to it." His voice was strong, and he was ramrod straight in his posture. Stone hadn't expected that. "Before you ask," Saul said, "I'm 104 years old." "Congratulations," Stone said. "It's not my fault," Saul replied, climbing into the rear seat. "I did everything that's supposed to kill you except smoking, so I should have been dead 50 years ago." Stone got up front with Fred. "Then from now on, Saul," he said over his shoulder, "I will adopt you as my personal example." Saul laughed heartily. It was a sunny day, and the drive to the Bianchi estate was pleasant. They presented themselves at the front door. To Stone's surprise, it was opened by Pietro, who had been Eduardo Bianchi's servant for many decades. Pietro was probably nearly as old as Saul Fink, and had maintained a lifelong reputation for being very good with a knife. He had never liked Stone, or perhaps anyone else. "Marianne is expecting us, Pietro," Stone said. Pietro muttered something in Italian and indicated that they should follow him. Progress was slow, but eventually they entered Eduardo's study and library. Marianne got up from Eduardo's desk to greet them and was introduced to Bob Cantor and Saul Fink. "Where is the safe?" Stone asked. "See if you can find it," she said. Stone and Bob looked around the study and shook their heads. Saul Fink walked to a corner of the room behind the desk and ran his hand over a row of books. He pressed his finger against a leather-bound volume about 6 books long, and with a little click, the bookcase in the corner sprang open an inch. "There you are," he said, pulling open the bookcase to reveal a large black safe with gilt decoration. "Excelsior Berlin" was lettered at the top. "How did you know where to find it, Saul?" Stone asked, astounded. "It was the only book there that was upside down," Saul said. "And," he said with a twinkle, "I've been here before." "I don't remember you," Marianne said. "You weren't born yet. I came to service the safe." "Can you open it?" "Maybe," Saul replied. He reached into an inside coat pocket and came up with a stethoscope. "Where did you find a stethoscope?" Bob Cantor asked. "On the doctor," Saul replied. "Safe cracking isn't my only sin. I'm a pickpocket, too." He reached into another pocket, pulled out a wallet, and handed it to Bob. "You dropped this," he said dryly. "Mr. Fink," Marianne said, "can you open this safe?" "Everybody at the home calls me Saul," he replied. "I got used to it." "Saul," she said sweetly, "can you open this safe?" "Well, let's see," Saul replied. He hooked the stethoscope around his neck and approached the safe. It was a good 6 feet tall. He ran his hands along the top of the safe's frame. "Can I have that?" he asked, pointing to a rolling library ladder. Stone pushed it over to where Saul wanted it and held it steady while Saul climbed a couple of steps, then produced a penlight from a pocket, along with a pair of glasses. He put on the glasses, directed the light at the top frame of the safe, and inspected it carefully. "Number 1001, he said, then climbed down from the ladder, while Bob stood by to catch him if he fell.